So while we wait in anticipation for Super Dragon Ball Heroes episode 53, we have new information that really shakes everything up. Cell tried to absorb Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Just like Frieza was cut in two with his own attack on planet Namek, it's the same thing here. As you can tell by now, we have the new chapter for Super Dragon Ball Heroes, the manga, and if you watch this video all the way to the very end, you will see some keen differences compared to what you've seen in the promotional anime episode. This chapter just came out today, so there is no translations right now at this moment, so let's jump into this. It starts off on the sacred land of Kai's. Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Goku has just gotten there because he sensed this familiar key. Goku smiles while looking on at this familiar enemy. Laughing, he says, "Isn't it weird that you're in this history, baby?" Referring to baby Vegeta back in GT's history, the entity known as Baby looks back with confidence, saying Xeno Warrior, Time Patroller, Son Goku, which low-key kind of startles Xeno Goku, inquiring him how does he know about that, leading him to ask what's wrong here. Baby smiles, saying I was just testing my abilities, immediately going on an offensive with Xeno Goku. Goku, noticing that strike was too hard and too fast, can now tell that this is not Baby he's fighting. It may look like him, but it's not him. The fight continues on, punching, kicking, multiple energy blasts. Xeno Goku, he dodges all of those, and he comes back with a ferocious punch in Baby's face. But something's off, he senses something. Those energy blasts that was shot that went past him came right back to him. Now you would think that they would have hit him. He instant transmission out the way just in time for those to come back on Baby. Getting back in his face, he tries to hammer strike him, but Baby blocks. Goku is now turning up the heat, teleporting behind him with a Kamehameha locked in. Baby has no time to react, as his shot in his back pretty much disintegrating him. There's a bunch of goo on the ground, but we already know that that's Majin Buu's goo because we know that this is Majin Ozotto. The goo comes back up as Frieza and Cell. Now as you already know, you already seen episode 52 of Heroes. Cell and Frieza was indeed in there. Xeno Goku is quite confused because he doesn't know exactly what's going on here. The two begin to waste no time shooting off towards Xeno Goku, who by the way is still trying to make up what's exactly going on here. But if you note something about what's going on here, Cell went straight towards Xeno Goku while Frieza went off into the distance behind him. Frieza is preparing his version of the Destructo Disc. But of course Goku, being very aware, dodges the blade and steps on it at the same time, riding it like it's a flying Nimbus. Quickly coming behind Frieza and chopping him in two, just like those many years ago on planet Namek. But things are not done here, as Xeno Goku smiles because he just outsmarted Frieza again. There's something hovering above him. It's Cell's tail. And just when Xeno Goku notices, that's when he attempts to absorb Xeno Goku. And from these panels, you would think that it's actually gonna happen. Cell absorbing Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Remember back in GT, anticipation builds. You can even see that Cell is happy, thinking he's about to absorb him. But that's when Xeno Goku stops playing, erupting his power and transforming into his limit breaker Super Saiyan 4 state. Now that burst of energy was enough to break Cell's tail. But of course, if this was a real Cell, he would use Piccolo's regeneration ability anyway. But instead he uses Buu because Buu's regeneration is faster. And just like that, Cell's tail is back up and running. Frieza behind him begins to regenerate as well. At this time, Xeno Goku knows that these guys aren't real, they're not the real deal. That's when Cell and Frieza both yell out, "Hell's Buster," causing these mini rings to come around Xeno Goku, before locking him in a cage. At that same time, the goo on the ground began to come back up as Majin Ozotto, who screams out, "I caught him," Two is the time patroller version of Goku that says, "Who in the hell are you?" Majin Ozotto introduces himself, saying that he's a demon that consumes all power. The Cell and Frieza entity begins to shoot that cage with Goku in it all the way down right towards Majin Ozotto. Even Goku himself realizes he's being pulled. Ozotto, converting his hands into Majin Buu's goo, prepares to go ahead and absorb Xeno 4 Limit Breaker Goku, screaming out that a power that exceeded past his limits, he will enjoy having that type of power. But someone interrupts it before it can even finish this. Time Patroller Xeno Vegeta has entered into this battle. Vegeta thinks Goku is actually playing with Cell and Frieza. He doesn't know exactly what's going on, asking Kakarot what is he doing with these guys. To which Xeno Goku just thanks him for nearly saving his life. Vegeta, looking on at Cell and Frieza, transforms into his Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 state. He dispatches Cell the same way he dispatched Cell when he reached his grade 2 Super Saiyan state back in Dragon Ball Z. Also spinning, kicking Frieza back down to the ground. Landing back down on the ground with Kakarot, he says, "Let's do this. I give you Cell." As they both prepare a Kamehameha and a Final Flash. The attacks hit, of course disintegrating both Cell and Frieza right there on the spot. But of course this isn't it. The goo on the ground begins laughing. The Xeno Warriors begin to be shocked because the goo is one laughing, and even if they destroyed or disintegrated, it just regenerates back. Xeno Vegeta says, "Here, keep erasing it until it completely disappears." But Ozotto says, "It doesn't matter how many times you destroy this, I'm gonna always come back, and I'm split into different parts, spread it across history and dimensions." He tells them to surrender, but he also has a suggestion, asking them would they be interested in that. Now the narration switches back to Planet Namek. Capsule Corp Goku, Vegeta, and Xeno Trunks arrive there. Realizing that there are no signs of life on this planet, they realize that Majin Ozotto came there and swallowed everybody up, and it's been going on ever since the Super Space Tournament. Goku is laid out on the ground, and Vegeta tells him to wake up. The genie has appeared. As we see all these blobs on the ground, who are Majin Ozotto, beginning to form into an entity. Appreciate all those ones who stayed to the very end. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe.